This video is sponsored and approved by Nintendo. World of Light blew me away. Spirits blew me away. And I can't believe how incredibly excited I am to play more and more of the single player mode content in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. What's going on, guys and girls? It's Ghost Robo, and shortly after the latest Smash Bros. Direct, I had a chance to go to New York City and play a ton of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Big thanks to Nintendo for taking me to the event and providing travel so we could record all of this gameplay. I got to play pretty much everything. World of Light, the adventure mode, Spirit Board, classic mode, of course multiplayer, now with a complete roster of 74. I got to check out Incineroar and Ken, Isabelle and Simon, Richter and King K. Rool, my boy, and of course everybody else. It was a ton of fun. Big thanks to Nintendo for getting me out there, inviting me, and making it all happen. But the big revelation, guys and girls, is that adventure mode. It's World of Light and the Spirits. I think initially when we had thought there would be this new Spirits mode, everyone kind of hoped it would be Subspace Emissary 2.0, a linear story-based mode that emphasized cutscenes and crossover. And while there definitely is a super sweet cutscene to start things off, and there definitely is a lot of character crossover, this is a whole nother beast. And Spirits themselves, they've been emphasized as sort of a way to expand the content, expand the enjoyment, and expand the imagination. And initially, I didn't buy it. When Sakurai was going through all of the spirits and how they would integrate into the game, I was like, it's just character art and doesn't seem that fun. I don't know that I want to really collect them all, and they're going to just be added as stat boost to my character. Pump the brakes on that concern. Let me tell you that in actuality, it is so much freaking fun, and I hated that I had to leave that hotel where I was playing Smash Bros. Ultimate and World of Light. World of Light is the last thing that Sakurai talked about. He teased this adventure mode, and they really did save maybe the best for last, because this is a mode where you start off as Kirby, and you'll go through completing these challenges, acquiring spirits, adding to your character arsenal, and opening up this giant map that is not only a really beautiful world map, but one that holds surprises and little puzzle elements, treasures, and there's just so much here. The loop is so good of taking a character, going and completing some really awesome challenges. I'll mention a few here. So you've got one where the spirit is charging Chuck, and you're fighting against a group of Warriors who are all using their shoulder charge as much as possible. Or maybe you'll face off against Master Belch as the spirit and Wario, because of course he is the burpiest character of all. You have very interesting ones, an iridescent Glint Beetle from Pikmin, and the matched up character is a golden Squirtle pulled off of the Pokemon Trainer team. They do so many cool challenges, and they get to be pretty difficult. You'll have ones that you've seen before in terms of like, oh, fighting Mario and he can go metal, or ones where the whole floor is lava, but taken as a whole, they are really fun, really diverse. And then that loop I mentioned of getting the spirit and then reassembling your team, because you'll get your character and you can pick. You start off with Kirby, then it's Mario. From there, it opens up a little bit. I got Marth and then Captain Olimar. But you also get to pick your spirits, and you'll select a main spirit and then secondary spirits, and they all add to your character. Now, mainly they're adding stat points to like your attack, your shield, your grapple, but they also can add little flourishes, like helping you start the battle with a certain weapon, or the giant moon from Majora's Mask will help you start giant for a few seconds. Some of them will add to your speed, some of them will add to your jump height, some of them may make you harder to throw off the stage, some may give you a resistance to lava floors. But finding a bunch of spirits, collecting as many as you can, and then assembling these great groups is actually so much fun. So after you complete a challenge, you get the spirit, and you also get some goodies, some rewards that will help you to level up the spirit and also increase your character's abilities via a skill tree. Now, you're not adding new moves as far as I can see, but it's boosting your character in another way, and it really emphasizes that this adventure mode is also very RPG-light, in my opinion, because you are going and building the best group of spirits and trying to create the best version of your characters possible, and then match up. Okay, this challenge, they're very strong with the shield, so I need to counter that. Ooh, my group of current spirits doesn't match up well to this stage because there's going to be a lot of wind, so I want something that's going to make me heavy. Or, you know what, I've been using a lot of items early on, but this stage is loaded with items, so I don't need that. Instead, I'm just going to keep boosting my power. There are a lot of opportunities to get creative, and in spite of them just being character art, like, oh, it's just Little Mauser, oh, it's just Chain Chomp, it's just Rabid Kong, it's actually a ton of fun to see all these characters because there's so many of them, and they all have nostalgic ties to me as a longtime Nintendo fan. It was just a blast to collect a ton of them, to level them up, and to find which ones did cool stuff. Blaze the Cat giving me a mouthful of curry was pretty cool, and some of the spirits actually help you throughout World of Light on the board as well. I got Kammy Koopa, and that allowed me to enlarge these mushrooms, which helped me to get Captain Olimar and add him to my roster. Like I mentioned, you start off with Kirby, but you'll get to gain more and more characters. I don't know how many. It would seem crazy to me if you went through and acquired all 74. But even if it's a smaller number, getting them and then being able to sift through and choose who you want to use for each challenge is a ton of fun. I cannot wait to get through World of Light. It is something that I must obsessively play as soon as I get Smash Bros. And normally for me, Smash Bros has been a game that I play with my brothers and I play with my friends, and I will play online, and it's a multiplayer party fiesta, a ton of fun. This will be the first time where from the get-go I am just going straight into World of Light. I'm going straight into the single player stuff. It is that cool, and I found myself I'm going to get very obsessive about going through, completing the whole board, and acquiring a ton of spirits. And it flows through other modes as well. You have Spirit Board, where you have these revolving rooms of challenges and revolving characters like, oh, hey, you can go and acquire Donkey Kong and Lady, but it's a legendary spirit and therefore a legendary difficult challenge. Or maybe you want a novice spirit like a Toad, and it's going to be a cinch to grab. Or maybe you want an advanced spirit, and that's going to be somewhere in between. But this is a way to quickly acquire spirits and to use any character from the entire roster, not just what you've acquired in World of Light, to grab more and more guys and girls and creatures, and maybe even inanimate objects like fruit from Pac-Man, to add to your stable of spirits and then put into practice in adventure mode or wherever else spirits may fit. But I think it's just such a smart addition, and they surprised the heck out of me. I think that is one of my favorite parts of this, besides the fact that, yeah, it's just darn good and the gameplay is so strong. I love that World of Light, 1, was the last thing they talked about. We didn't even know it existed. And 2, Spirits started off as something that, I don't know, they spent so much time explaining it in the Direct, and there were so many details and nuances. Like, is this just going to be some, like, stat lovers menu-driven dream, or will this actually be fun in practice? But they have found a way to really engage with World of Light, and that board, as I mentioned, like, there's places you can find secret passages and send spirits off to collect loot, and we've seen different things where, like, in the trailer, you got to ride Lapras to a new area, and there's little puzzle elements as you go. This is a big board, and as we look to take down Galeem and his army that has Thanos snapped the Smash Bros. Characters, I'm sure we're going to see a lot of cool stuff. I mentioned how the spirits can help open up pathways. Who knows what other things lurk beneath the surface as secrets and Easter eggs within this mode. It very much felt like the thing that I'm going to tell everybody they have to do, and while it's not a campaign in the traditional sense, it feels like something that will take that space and just enhance this Smash Bros. Ultimate package in a way I didn't know was possible. Yes, there may not be many cutscenes, and it will not have the lore implications probably that Subspace Emissary did, given all of those super crazy sequences, but this may be more fun. You know, when I look back, Subspace Emissary was great because of those sort of passive moments. Actively, it was fun, but it wasn't my favorite. This could be something that actually is incredibly fun from an active standpoint, and that to me is, in a way, almost more exciting. World of Light could go down as one of, if not the best Smash Bros. Modes ever, and that might sound like hyperbole, but I cannot explain with words enough how much fun I had during my time with World of Light. And of course the roster is great too. Getting to play as King K. Rool was a dream come true. This is the character that I wanted most, so seeing him in there and playing as him, he's super cool. He's got a very edgy moveset, and I really like his style. He is a little bit bumbling, but also just so big and powerful. And then Incineroar surprised the heck out of me. I really thought I wasn't going to like him as a grappler, brawler character, but he's actually super cool, and he looks fantastic. The graphics are so nice this time around. Maybe it doesn't seem like that when you're just watching the battles, but if you take time to look at the character models and just get up close and personal, it's really fantastic. They do this great thing where they slow-mo and zoom in super close when you're about to get a finishing move, and that is a really fun twist. I just love the game. It's really, really, really turned me now to be the Smash Brothers Ultimate experience, and that's clearly why they picked this title. Not only does it go back and call every character from the franchise and add new, not only is it giving you something crazy in the future like Piranha Plant, not only is it bringing you a DLC Fighters Pass and tons of stages, all sorts of music, a great suite of online options, But the single player stole the show for me, and that is what quickly helped elevate my excitement to a whole nother level. I had some concerns that this would be my multiplayer mayhem game, and that was it. I didn't know if I'd like Spirits at all. In fact, I really thought I wouldn't. But whatever the heck magic Sakurai has shot into Smash Brothers this time, Spirits are really cool. Collecting them is awesome. They've got like a card collector's atmosphere and vibe to them, and as someone who used to like CCGs and TCGs, I was totally into that, and I want to see who all they've put in there and how many there really are, because supposedly it's just an incredible amount, and it sure seemed like it. This is going to go down as one of the biggest surprises of the year for me, one of the biggest 180 turns of going from a complete Spirits naysayer to a complete Spirits fan, and that is so fun. In an industry where we get tons of trailers and reviews and data mines and everything is exposed, I love that they saved this for last, and it really feels like they saved the best for last. What do you guys think about the footage you're seeing here? Brand new World of Light gameplay. Let me know how pumped you are for Smash Brothers single player, and if Spirits now sounds and looks like something you're gonna get into. I'm telling you, it didn't seem like it was for me, but it really is for me, and maybe it is for you as well. I'll be bringing you more Smash Bros. Content as the week continues. Hit that like button if you enjoyed and want to see more. Make sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all the latest and greatest from Smash, from Pokemon. I've got you covered. You can check out our channel, Switch Force, for more in-depth videos. I'll put a link in the description below. Till next time, everybody, have a fantastic day. Thanks so much for watching. I love you all. Drink some hot chocolate with Incineroar in King K. Rool, and we will see you all later.